welcome you to Guangdong and in Kaiping, and this present is for my hometown, Foshan, nearby the Kaiping. So it's called 木板年画, a picture made from the wood. So I think it's similar with our guitars. They all made by the wood and have some very good art. So this is for you, and it means the lucky and the healthy. Yeah, so wish you have a lucky and healthy flight, the 22 hours flight. 大家好，我是小钟老师。今天非常有幸的来到了正在开平举办这一个吉他制作营的 GS。他是西班牙的一个制作家，其实他是一个集大成者，因为他在意大利的 Cremona 学过小提琴制作，然后在美国肯尼 的工作室，以及美国的一个木材切割的一个公司有工作过，是比较少见到的吉他制作者的一个经历，所以今天非常开心可以跟我的观众们介绍他。So can you introduce yourself to our Chinese audience?
Okay, yes. My name is Daniele Chiesa, and I'm a guitar maker. I have been doing this work for the last 30 years. And from Italy, I ended living in Spain, where I live now. And I am very happy to have this opportunity to come to China and share some work and some knowledge with the Chinese guitar makers.
I find that you had played the classical guitar and jazz guitar when you were a child. So if this experience influenced your guitar making?
I think to enjoy this profession more and to actually be more proficient at this kind of profession, it's quite important to be able to play the instrument. So even though it's not very compatible to make instruments and to play them, so I had to give up playing the instrument.
If a guitar maker that he don't know how to play the guitar, then can't he or her make a good guitar, or it will have some influence?
Yeah, it's also possible to make a good guitar if you don't play the guitar. There are many examples, but in Spain, for example, very good guitar makers that don't play the guitar, normally they have a family tradition of making guitars, so they can still be very good because they have the learning from a very young age inside the family.
Oh, so because in my opinions that I always have the confused. When I make some things, I need to know how his work. But a guitar maker don't know how to play the guitar. So how can he know the sound that he make is good?
They have to rely on the feedback from players. So normally, even if they don't play the guitar, they're still very well connected with players. They enjoy the music, they enjoy the music scene, so they have a very direct feedback anyways. They hear their instrument played by others. And being friends with others through many years, they can rely on the feedback and try different things and listen to what the player tells them instead of feeling it themselves.
Okay.
Yes.
So after you learning the classical guitar and jazz guitar, you go to the Italy's Cremona violin schools. And in the violin schools that you learn how to make it. And the archings and the internal tensions is the important part in violin making. So if this influence your guitar making, so how influence?
Because Cremona they have a very long tradition that goes back to the Stradivari time, then they also have a deep understanding of how to relate with the instrument, how to understand the whole thing. So you develop a strong concept of how every detail you make goes together with everything else and how it all works together. And that works like this in any instrument, so you can apply also to the guitar.
So now can you make a violin again? If some audience says, "Oh, I love your guitars, but I want one violin for you too."
I have two daughters, and one plays the cello.
Oh.
Yeah. So maybe for her, I can make one when she needs it. Now she's still young, but if she keeps playing and needs a good one, maybe I can make one. But as far as professional work, I still have many friends that are violin makers, and they've been doing specific violin work for the last 30 years, and I work on guitar, so it would feel a little bit awkward.
Okay. When you finish the learning in the Cremonas and then you go to the Americans and in the Canny Hills workshops, and I find a very interesting things. You not only in the Canny Hills workshop, but you also go to some companies who make or cut the wood. The others, Luthiers, that they just pick the finished wood, like the top or the back, but you from the organ, how the wood cut and how the wood made to the top. So if this have some special favors for the wood for the guitar.
That was a very, very useful learning experience. As an individual maker, normally you don't see or use hundreds or thousands of pieces of wood, so the experience in seeing the variety of material is more limited. So by doing that for a few years, I could see and grade and check many, many more pieces. So then when I buy the wood for me now, I have much better insight and knowledge about what I actually want.
Why you come to the Spanish in the last? Because your wife?
No, that's the opposite.
Okay.
So first, after 3 years in the United States, I decided to focus only on classical guitar. So while in America, I was making different kinds of guitar, also steel string and archtop jazz guitars, and because I played both. So in the end, I felt like the classical guitar as an individual maker was more interesting for me. And I had the opportunity to go to Spain to have a masterclass with a famous maker. I decided to just try how that would be. And the environment was just very welcoming and very good for prospect of settling there. So I decided to settle there and just work, and I'm still there. And after 1 year, that's when I met my wife.
Oh, so it's the gossips, because I search in the internet. There's so many people said, oh, because he meet his wife and so he go to the Spanish.
Yeah, but then it was actually the opposite.
Okay. We all know that have the modern guitar like the double talk or the lattice, and the opposite is the traditional guitars like some scratch from the Torres or others. Yes. So do you have the favorite one, or you think they all both good?
Yes, all the guitars, if they're well made and they serve the player well, they're all good. So there's a certain level of quality that they have to meet to be good instruments, regardless of the kind of instrument. So once they're well made and they work well, any kind of guitar is good if a player needs that guitar.
Okay.
As a maker, you have to develop your own vision and your own taste and personality. So in my case, I'm a little bit in between. So I developed in the last 25 years more the traditional model in my own way. And the last 3-4 years, I also started working with more modern guitars, like double top, for example, but we're trying to blend both. Try not to lose the good side of the traditional instrument.
Because in my opinion, actually I'm not really like the modern guitars because I felt that have aggressions. They are so loud, but they also will miss many sweet and miss many details. If he, in the first, learn how to make the modern guitar, will this affect their ability to do the detail-wise?
Yes, I think so. There's many of the more extreme modern guitars, the approach is completely different and they come from a different background. So it's pretty clear in some examples how they miss some basic requirements of the traditional guitar. So that's why I think, and I've seen it in colleagues' work also, that you can actually blend both and have a more satisfactory result. So you can actually get the perspective from the more modern makers to maybe enhance the efficiency of the instrument, so you can actually get more volume, but blending the basic requirements that you learn to develop for the traditional guitar. And it can work. There are several examples.
Okay.
Yes.
Our audience wants to ask you, what's your opinion to the Smallman's guitar?
Yes, on a very basic level, it's not a guitar I personally like. But I can elaborate a little bit further. What I don't like the most on that kind of guitar, beside the tone quality, it's their inability of having an articulate dynamic range. By this I mean that those are not guitars that respond well if you want to play softly or strong. They're made to be so strong that they tend to always want to play strongly, the guitar itself. Yes.
Okay. There are so many people start to think if as guitar players we need to the guitar so loud.
Yes, there's also another important aspect to take into account, and that's how the player feels and how what the audience hears. Those are two very different things. Yeah. So the loud guitar, as we commonly refer to, like the Smallmans or the German double tops, guitars with the sound port on the side, all of those tend to cater to the player. So as a player, when you try the guitar, when you play in public, you feel secure, and that's a good thing because you hear yourself well, but it doesn't necessarily translate to the public hearing it better.
Yes.
So there's always a requirement for the player to feel confident in the instrument. So if that gives him confidence, that's good. Also, a comfortable instrument sounds better because the player can concentrate on playing. So those things are important, but also it's important what the audience hears. Yes. Okay. So some guitars that don't actually feel so powerful and so full of body of sound to the player, when you try them side by side on a concert hall, for example, they can actually reach very well, even if the player thinks it's not as powerful.